Hi everyone, it's Mana here. Today I want to dive into a really interesting topic. How to meet a high-value woman. Honestly, I've never really thought about this topic before, nor haven't I discussed it with anyone, because as a Japanese woman, the terms high value and low value can sound a little harsh or even a bit judgmental. But the truth is, if you can recognize what makes someone a great partner, it totally changes your life. Choosing the right person to share your life with is the most important decision you will ever make. After all, after marriage, you will spend almost every day together, share values, building a future, and living under the same roof. It's a pretty big deal, right? So today, I want to focus on Japanese women, specifically, and explore what makes a woman high value. Are you ready to dive in? Let's get started. The first topic is how to meet a high-quality woman in Japan. This is a question I get from my audience pretty often, but here's the thing. There's no simple perfect answer to this question because everyone has their own idea of what their ideal partner looks like. There aren't some magical places where all high-value women are hanging out. So instead of chasing an impossible answer, let's flip the question. Rather than where, let's focus on what. So, what makes a woman high value? I want to share my thoughts and highlight the tricky traits that really stand out. Number one is absolutely the most important. She respects you. Mutual respect is the foundation of any great relationships. A high-value woman will value your opinion, support your goals, and treat you as an equal partner. If a woman looks down on you or tries to control you, it's only a matter of time before you start feeling terrible. Some Japanese men fall into this trap. They think, oh, she's so dependable, like a big sister. But as time goes on, her behavior starts to feel bossy or disrespectful. She's not someone who values a true partnership. That's why it's so important to observe her behavior over time. Respect is non-negotiable in any healthy relationship, so don't look over this. Number two, she takes responsibility for her own life. This is also important. If a woman goes through life on autopilot, she's likely to become a burden down the road. Here's why. When something makes her uncomfortable or she runs into trouble, instead of handling it herself, she will start blaming the people around her. That's right, she won't consider that the problem could be caused by other factors or her own actions. This kind of situation stems from a lack of responsibility. If she doesn't take ownership of her life, she won't actively solve problems or work on improving things. Her happiness ends up depending entirely on others, which is a dangerous dynamic in any relationship. Number three, she's kind and thoughtful toward the people around her. This is a key trait to look for. Pay attention to how she interacts with her family, friends, and co-workers. Watch and listen carefully, especially if she talks about the people in her life. If she's constantly complaining about them, it could be a sign that she lacks authenticity or consideration for others. On the other hand, if she acknowledges challenges but actively works to tackle those problems, she's showing maturity and willingness to improve her life. That's such a brave and admirable quality. Selfishness and being a chronic complainer will only drain your energy and waste your precious time. Someone with that mindset isn't a high-value woman. From my perspective and based on my definition, these traits don't necessarily align with external things like wearing high-quality clothes or expensive jewelry. High-value women have a mature mindset and truly understand the importance of empathy walking in someone else's shoes. But here's something to think about. If the woman you like does not fully embody these traits yet, or if she seems a bit immature because she's still young, ask yourself, can you support her in those areas? Can you guide her toward growth? If you see her potential and she's genuinely willing to improve, that might be something worth considering. So, are there any tips for identifying whether a woman is a high value in the early stages? That's a tough question, but here's one thing I can tell you. Don't judge a book by its cover. Take the time to observe her behavior. Look for signs of respect and consideration toward others. Remember, people who spend a lot on material things aren't necessarily high value. Here's another good idea. Ask her what she spends most of her money on. So, I was just looking for a woman who seems healthy, energetic, and who smiles often. Those qualities often go hand in hand with a positive and healthy mindset. What truly matters is when a woman chooses to pour her energy. And one more thing, you should look for a woman in the right places where you meet her needs important too. I wouldn't recommend looking for a high-value woman in dancing clubs or places where people are drinking heavily and just getting lost in the atmosphere. Those environments can down your intuition and make it harder to truly connect with someone. Well, here's something to think about. You already have a weapon that can help you connect with women. Your interests and hobbies. For example, if you are good at painting or love art, try visiting art museums or joining the art-related events. If you are into baseball, look for a woman who shares the same passion. In Japan, most high-value people are genuinely respectful and modest, but always carrying a warm and great smile. Their attraction comes from within, and it's the same for men. Many people tend to chase after good-looking, sexy, glamorous women, but here's the truth. Physical appearance becomes far less important over time. That said, making an effort to stay healthy is incredibly important. Ultimately, what truly matters are who they are on the inside. So let's focus on finding a high-value woman for you. Someone with a beautiful smile, a respectful attitude, and a thoughtful heart to be your partner in the future. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until then, I would be happy if you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye!